anti-gravity technology in a military facility.
Do I think anti-gravitic propulsion systems are real?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
do you think there are significant technologies, next generation energy, anti-gravity, that the U.S. government...
What if I told you the U.S. military may have already mastered anti-gravity and hidden it in plain sight, not in Area 51, not deep underground, but inside the U.S. Patent Office? Official Navy patents describe triangle-shaped aircraft that don't follow the laws of physics. These craft supposedly use plasma engines and powerful electromagnetic fields to bend space around them. And here's the twist. This isn't theory. It's real on record and approved by the U.S. government. One patent, hashtag 10-144-532, filed quietly in 2018, describes something called an inertial mass reduction device. Sounds dull, but what's inside is pure science fiction. It shows a sharp, triangular craft, eerily similar to the UFOs reported by military pilots for decades. These designs talk about flying without traditional engines. Instead, the aircraft generates a polarized vacuum using high-energy microwaves. The goal? To mess with gravity itself, controlling the four fundamental forces of nature: gravity, electromagnetism, the strong and weak nuclear forces. The mastermind behind this is Dr. Salvatore Pais, an aerospace engineer with deep ties to military research. Back in 1999, he wrote a thesis on bubbles in low gravity, a small topic that became the seed of something much bigger. His patent reads like instructions to warp reality. It talks about manipulating quantum fields, generating gravitational waves, and even tapping into mysterious Casimir effect, a real quantum force that appears between objects in a vacuum. And here's the kicker. The U.S. Navy didn't just file this for fun. They spent real money, real time, and got officially approved. The government doesn't patent fantasy. So if it's not fiction, then what is it? Timing is everything. Around the same period, Navy pilots were publicly reporting strange aircraft doing impossible maneuvers. Instant acceleration, 90-degree turns, no sound. Even Forbes said, this might not be science fiction anymore. After that, the patents kept coming. Plasma engines, electromagnetic drives, and even room temperature superconductors, all tied to similar technology. It's like a blueprint for anti-gravity flight, backed by government files. So here's the question. Has the U.S. cracked gravity, or is this all an elaborate smokescreen? Either way, it's massive. If true, this could be the biggest scientific leap since the moon landing. If not, it could be the most convincing military deception ever pulled off. But the roots of this tech go back much further, almost 80 years. During World War II, desperate German scientists began exploring bizarre propulsion methods. After the war, many of those minds came to America through Operation Paperclip. Some of these scientists were already experimenting with electromagnetic lift, craft that didn't push against the air like normal planes, but warped space around them. It starts with mercury under high pressure, spun at insane speeds with nuclear energy, creating plasma. That plasma generates strong electromagnetic fields, which may even interact with the mysterious Higgs field, the energy that gives matter its weight. Imagine gravity as a heavy bowling ball on a rubber sheet. That ball creates a dip, pulling things toward it. But anti-gravity tech flattens the sheet. The craft becomes immune to gravity, slipping through space like it weighs nothing. These triangle-shaped crafts with incredible maneuverability aren't just legends anymore. They're in government documents, backed by serious research, and buried in layers of secrecy. Are we on the edge of a new era of propulsion, or just scratching the surface of something even more mysterious? Stick around. What you're about to hear next could rewrite everything we know about flight, gravity, and the limits of science. For decades, something strange has been happening behind closed doors, and the world is finally starting to notice. NASA studied it. The American Institute of Physics published real research. The U.S. Air Force ran black budget tests. Lockheed Martin Skunk Works quietly spent millions exploring gravity control. But the truth? Still buried deep in classified files. This isn't science fiction. It's based on Einstein's general relativity, the idea that gravity comes from bending space and time. What if we could bend space using powerful electromagnetic fields? We could create or cancel gravity itself. Think about it. A weightless craft to make impossible maneuvers, sharp turns at insane speeds, with no jet engines, just a soft plasma hum. And quantum physics backs it up. Take the Casimir effect. It proves empty space has energy. Bring two surfaces close together, and space literally pushes them. Anti-gravity designs try to trap and amplify that force, but it takes serious power. That's where small nuclear reactors and superconductors come in. Some Navy patents even talk about superconductors that work at room temperature, game changers. Lab tests have already shown weird gravity effects during high-energy experiments. This isn't just theory anymore. It's starting to show real results. Now, with advances in quantum science, electromagnetic energy, and breakthrough materials, what once seemed impossible is becoming real. Could secret projects have already cracked this tech, while mainstream science is still catching up? As the theories evolved, strange aircraft began showing up. One of the most famous spotters, Steve Douglas, had tracked Black Project for years, camped near restricted zones with military-grade gear. But in 1994, he saw something he couldn't explain. A silent, triangular craft flew over White Sands missile range. It didn't move like any known aircraft. It caused weird static on his radio. Classic signs of plasma or electromagnetic interference. White Sands was no random spot. It's where the first atomic bomb was tested in 1945. That same remote desert has hosted nuclear-powered engine trials and next-gen tech for years. But things got even weirder 3 months later. On September 26, 1994, something crashed at Boscombe Down Airfield in the UK, a top site for experimental aircraft. Witnesses saw a stealth-like, twin-tailed fighter go down near Stonehenge. The British and U.S. governments denied it, but rumors exploded. Reports linked the crash to Gulf War missions using laser-guided stealth planes. The aircraft was said to be triangular, fast, and invisible to radar, possibly part of a secret combat fleet. From the 90s through the 2000s, sightings of triangular craft increased. The National Institute for Discovery Science tracked dozens of reports, often over cities and highways, far from test zones. It was like they wanted to be seen. Some experts, like geoscientist Ben McGee, try to explain them as drones with bright strobes. But that didn't explain the silence or the way these things moved, hovering, turning instantly, and flying like gravity didn't exist. In 2012, the Laredo Paranormal Research Society captured one on film in Texas. It floated, pivoted, and darted through the sky without visible engines. In Pennsylvania, people filmed similar craft glowing with plasma, disrupting electronics nearby. This all points to something big, a decades-long program testing anti-gravity aircraft in plain sight. Then comes the most mysterious part, leaked documents about the TR-3B Black Manta. It's said to be a triangular stealth aircraft around 200 feet wide. Traditional thrusters at each corner guide the craft, but at its core is a plasma-filled anti-gravity ring that warps gravity itself, slashing the craft's weight to nearly zero. With almost no mass, the TR-3B can do things no conventional aircraft could survive. It can make 90-degree turns at supersonic speeds, go from a dead stop to hypersonic in seconds, all while keeping the pilot safe. This isn't just about flying faster. It's about rewriting the laws of physics. So the question is, how much of this has already been built? And how long have they been hiding it? What if the most advanced aircraft on Earth doesn't just fly, it vanishes? The TR-3B is no ordinary machine. Surrounded by a glowing plasma field, it can jam radar, distort light, and fly silently, slipping through airspace unseen. Eyewitnesses say it hums like high-voltage wires. No roaring engines, just an eerie buzz. This silence allows it to soar right over cities, without anyone ever knowing. Its stealth goes way beyond radar evasion. The plasma absorbs electromagnetic waves, making it invisible to satellites, heat sensors, even a human eye under the right conditions. In some cases, the field can bend light itself, creating a partial invisibility cloak. Military insiders believe the TR-3B is built for deep recon missions, from skimming the Earth to nearly touching the edge of space. Thanks to anti-gravity propulsion, It can hit orbital speeds without rockets. No massive launch required. As long as the crew can endure and the nuclear core holds, it can stay airborne for over 48 hours, far beyond any standard spy plane. Its iconic triangle shape isn't just for looks. It helps distribute electromagnetic forces and boosts aerodynamic stealth. The sharp edges and flat panels reduce its radar signature even more, giving it a nearly ghost-like presence in the sky. Where is it tested? Antelope Valley, Southern California. Close to Edwards Air Force Base and Plant 42, two of America's most secretive aviation hubs. The wide-open desert skies are perfect for black ops flights, though locals and UFO watchers often catch strange sightings. Some say the TR-3B isn't just a recon craft. It's a weapon. Its electromagnetic pulse tech can disable enemy radar and comms, making it a flying blackout zone. It can silently guide other aircraft with targeting data while staying completely off the grid. Intelligence leaks reveal the program's staggering cost, far beyond normal black projects, due to rare materials and cutting-edge anti-gravity tech. It took funding on par with major weapons programs, proving just how seriously the military views this aircraft. The TR-3B defies everything we know about flight. Anti-gravity propulsion, nuclear power, and advanced stealth, all in one craft. If real, it's a game changer that pushes aerospace science decades ahead. But here's the deeper truth. The TR-3B is part of a long pattern. For decades, phantom aircraft have come and gone, performing impossible maneuvers, then vanishing from official records. The U-2 was denied until it crashed. The State Route 71 Blackbird flew for years before being revealed. The F-117 Nighthawk was seen by civilians long before it was officially admitted. The cycle repeats. Deny, hide, acknowledge, declassify. Only once the tech is outdated or politically safe does the truth come out. And the reason? Not just secrecy, disinformation, control, power. Hiding these craft keeps enemies guessing, protects future tech, and maintains a razor-sharp edge in global dominance. Even Area 51 was denied until 2013, only confirmed after years of Freedom of Information Act battles. That's how deep the secrecy runs. Strangely, pop culture sometimes echoes the truth. The lead singer of electronic band Sakabo, famous for the track Here We Go, a song that weirdly mirrors these cycles, ended up directing HBO's Chernobyl, a show about another government cover-up tied to nuclear disaster. Coincidence? Maybe. Or maybe everything is more connected than we think. What if I told you there's a secret aircraft flying above us? One that officially doesn't exist, yet might be decades ahead of anything we know. The TR-3B is at the heart of one of America's most fascinating and controversial military mysteries. A black, triangular craft said to hover silently, perform impossible maneuvers, and vanish without a trace. It's part legend, part reality, and maybe the biggest open secret in modern aerospace. Eyewitness accounts date back to the 1990s. Civilians, airline pilots, and even former military personnel have described seeing the same thing, a massive triangle that makes no sound, turns at sharp angles, and disappears at unbelievable speeds, without ever breaking the sound barrier. And yet, every official source denies it exists. But this isn't new. The government kept the F-117 Nighthawk and B-2 Spirit hidden for years before acknowledging them. When they finally did, those aircraft were already considered outdated by military standards. That's the pattern. Develop in secret. Deny everything. Reveal only when it's safe. The TR-3B fits that mold perfectly. What makes it so different? The TR-3B is rumored to use anti-gravity propulsion. Technology so advanced, it borders on science fiction. Descriptions point to a spinning ring of supercooled, pressurized liquid that generates a magnetic vortex, neutralizing gravity and dramatically reducing the craft's mass. It's a concept called magnetic field disruption or plasma toroid propulsion. Sounds crazy, but then again, so did stealth tech once upon a time. And while mainstream scientists often dismiss this as pseudoscience, there's real weight behind the rumors. Aerospace giants like Lockheed Martin, Boeing, and Northrop Grumman have filed patents on electromagnetic propulsion and anti-gravity systems. These don't confirm the TR-3B exists, but they do prove the defense industry is chasing the exact kind of technology the TR-3B is said to use. Here's where it gets even more clever. The military doesn't need to deny it anymore. They just let it get lumped in with UFO stories and alien conspiracy theories. The weirder it sounds, the easier it is to ignore. If someone sees a glowing triangle floating across the night sky, it gets dismissed as a hoax or sci-fi fantasy. That's the trick. The more unbelievable it sounds, the more believable the denial becomes. This isn't just about hiding one aircraft. It's about hiding an entire leap in technology. If the TR-3B is real, we're talking about a new era of propulsion that could change everything. Silent transport, runway-free cargo, medevac missions in minutes, even space travel. But with great power comes great secrecy. Who controls it? Who decides when the public finds out? And what happens to accountability when black-budget projects operate entirely outside civilian oversight? The truth may be buried deep inside America's military-industrial complex, protected by massive defense budgets and hidden behind closed doors in places like Area 51, Wright-Patterson, and Dugway Proving Ground. In these secret labs, engineers might be working on tech decades ahead of anything universities teach today, and we'd never know until they decide to reveal it. So, what is the TR-3B really? A myth? A classified marvel? Or both? It's not just an aircraft, it's a symbol. A reminder that what we know is often far behind what's really happening. One day, it may be revealed just like the stealth bombers before it. Cleaned up, declassified, and presented as yesterday's news. But until that day, the TR-3B remains in the shadows, hovering above deserts, beyond the radar, and just out of reach. And if history is any clue, the future of flight may already be here. We just haven't been told yet.